Trying to loosen the tight tie around his neck, he walked into the house again. The loose tie did not ease the tight grip around his throat. Placing his office bag on the table, he did not bother to move into another room of his house. "Taehyung, are you back?" The voice interrupted his string of thoughts. "Yeah," he answered to his wife of 1 year, in a voice he struggled to keep stable. "I'm in the kitchen," she called out while he walked towards where the voice took him without a moment of thought. He walked into the kitchen where she stood with a smile directed at him. In a casserole was some of his favorite dish which she cooked. "How was your day?" She radiated the positive aura which mingled with his dull ones again. "Not bad," he answered simply, resting his back on the kitchen island with the same cold bubble around him. "You are tired. Maybe take a bath in warm water. I'll wait for you till you're done." She smiled at him with the same old warmth for which he fell a year ago. She oblivious of the changes within him. She was the only one who understood him the most, but now he doubted this. She waiting for him to say the things he felt on her face? Was she playing along for him to feel guilty? With a heavy heart filled with nothing but guilt, he walked to their shared bedroom. The same room where they spent most of the best intimate moments, not only physical but also beyond the shame of nakedness, of vulnerability and insecurities. The room where he found the one he could lean his shoulders on any time he wanted. The room where she shared her dreams of a perfect family with him. He felt the room as dull as his state of mind. He was broke and was about to break an angel too. A splash of water on his face felt like water on an acid-poured body. The burn kept increasing every passing moment. Never had he doubted himself as much as now. He did not know if he was the same man he was earlier, as much as there were doubts. The absence of certain emotions was killing him. Love. A life without a person he did not love. He betrayed a woman who boarded the boat with him. Splashing water on his damp face, he left the bathroom with the warm mist blurring the mirror. A wipe was it all needed to clean the mirror, but it remained foggy for the night. In the silence of night, there was a turmoil beneath the green grass. He decided to break the silence today. "Wayan," he called her softly, while she looked into his soul with her deep eyes without lifting her head off of the plate. "Go ahead, Tae. Tell me the thing that is bothering you." She made it clear to him that his silence was not as silent for her not to notice. His hesitation to talk to her rose up to his face, tying his tongue tight once again like in the past few weeks. "You know me, Tae, as much as I know you. We have shared our deepest secrets. Tell me your concerns. When you're ready, I will be waiting." Her assurance was all it took for the tears he stopped all this time to fall from his eyes, wetting both his eyes and cheeks. "I am not sure if I am in my right mind, Ryan, but I feel like I have fallen out of love." In the room, only the tiny sobs of a person was heard as the tears kept wetting his loose shirt and table on which they were having their dinner. After the dinner, she washed the dishes and placed them in the racks, wiped down the shelves and table. Switching off the light, she walked to their shared bedroom. He sat with his back facing her as she sat behind him, placing a small hand on his white back. She sighed, catching his attention. "Since when?" she asked calmly, running her hand up and down his back slowly. "A few weeks now." "Why didn't you tell me this earlier?" "I was not sure of what I was feeling." "Are you sure now?" "No, I'm not sure about anything. I'm not sure at all." He sniffed, wiping away the tears with the sleeves of his sweater. "Do you have someone else?" No, Ryan, I won't do anything like that to you. Ryan, I don't want us to go separate ways. I feel like I have lost the feelings I had back when we got married. I'm not sure why it changed, but I assure you, Ryan, that I want to figure this out. Another silence engulfed them. Ryan stayed in her position, thinking, while Taehyung had now turned around to face her. Do you remember the first time we met at your uncle's house at the balcony? She gave a faint smile, thinking to herself, while Taehyung was confused. He remembered the scene vividly in the silence.
The night was cold and windy, and we stood there watching the fireflies, trying to hide our nervousness. He remembered how his heartbeat went so high that he felt lightheaded standing there. Though we just met each other and we both were beyond the teenage infatuations, I still felt those butterflies in my stomach. We had no names to call us other than strangers, but the moment I met you, I felt the need to have someone in my life who would hold my hand and tell me we will get through anything together. And when a few weeks later, when you told me that you love me, I didn't know how to respond. I didn't know what love was back then, Tay. But I knew that if I would want to start a day, cook for someone and wait for someone and share my soul with someone, that would be you. This was a story she had already told him, but each time he heard it, it would bring tears of joy in his eyes. We are 1 year into the marriage, and I guess we are so used to each other's touch and embrace and silences. Don't you think a little change and dynamics is required, which we overlooked during these months? We don't remain the same romantic people when life kicks in. We get used to each other so much that we lose the shyness and nervousness in each other's presence. She sighed, looking at her husband's blank face. She was not good with words and even to express her emotions. As much as she wanted to cry, she had contained it for him. I am very sorry, Taehyung, for my very dry words, but I am okay with your decision, which you won't regret. She removed her hand from his, which she held till now, and slowly stood up as his gaze followed her movements. I will be in the living room. She walked out, giving the space for him to think. She had now opened the code for him. Marriage was an understanding into which they both entered together. Was it right for him to take decisions to break it on his own? Was loss of nervousness or any feeling he named love was enough to drive his decision? Was the word love everything in a relationship? Was staying away from her worth losing a woman who stood and will stand supporting him throughout their life? Sitting on the sofa facing the floor, her face did not show any storm she was battling through within her. A footstep followed her to the room as she shot her eyes up to meet his brown ones. In his eyes, she read that he had taken the decision. Do you want to take a walk? In the streets lit by lights from the nearby houses and only the fireflies, the cold wind blew after a light shower of rain. Warm coats hung on the shoulder of the couple. Exhaling the cold breath, he looked at her. The light breeze touched her hair and tinting her cheeks red. She huffed out in the cold. We should take more walks like this, don't you think? She smiled as an answer. Touching her fingers with his, holding them tight within his, he continued. I wanted to actually consider the idea you proposed. Which one? She asked with a confusion-laid face. A slight change in the relationship? What do you mean? I want to involve another person in my life, someone I would consider as important as us. Unsure of what he was hinting, she worried if it was her time to pack her bags and move back to her parents. It's time for us to have someone to light up our empty house. But we have enough lights at our home, she joked during her situation. That is not what I meant, he chuckled. You clearly know what I mean, don't you? I just want you to give me more responsibility, not just as a son, friend, and husband, but also as a father. Are you sure? Never been this sure after our marriage. I feel at ease thinking about it, Ryan. I feel like we get so used to our and partner's role that we start to find it monotonous, that I want to learn again. Learn about you, about myself and us. This might not be the best logical decision I've made, but this would be another best decision I would take. What was the first one? Marrying you. I just don't want you to regret it later. I've never regretted a single moment of us being together. I was confused, but never regretted having you or making a family with you. But I'm more worried about you backing off. You know it involves certain fundamental procedures that involves only the two of us, right? The redness spread across her cheeks once again this evening. She looked down, hiding her shy smile, while Taehyung had a wide smile watching her reaction. Holding her hands in his, they walked down the street together.